Morning guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. As you can see, I'm in the bunker. Now, got a busy day today, got a few jobs I want to get done. So yeah, everything's looking good in here at the moment. Very happy with everything. Fish are going well, all good. Let's come out into the sun. Now, today's the day I want to start to insulate the bunker. Now let me spin you around and show you what I got. Okay, here we go. This is what I got. Double filed both sides from a mate of mine, and all it cost me was a drink, so I couldn't pass that up. He'd been doing some work, got some left over, and it cost me a drink, so I'm very happy with that indeed. So yeah, that's going in today, and the gaffer's been over the plans and he seems very happy. Well, he has just been over the park, so he's a bit out of breath, but yeah, he's more than happy. So I'm gonna get this cut up, or starting to measure it up, cut up, and get it cladded. Not cladded, insulated. Okay guys, first one's in. Nice tight fit in there. So that's hopefully going to give me some good insulation. Now obviously, if I need access in there, what I'm going to do is I've got to take the metal off the outside, and what I'll do, I'm not going to do it now because I don't need access, but I can still get down there anyway. To be honest, I can still get access to it, but if ever I do need to, I get the side off and I'm just cut where the one piece comes out. I'll cut the insulation down there and I can glue it back in afterwards. That's not a problem. So one done, let's get the next one in. Hi guys, time for a bit of a break. Getting quite warm now. And I've just had a lovely crispy bacon bagel with brown sauce, not red. Brown sauce is for bacon, red sauce is for sausage and chips. Amanda Blackshield's get channel, who's just changed the name, I believe, to Amanda Blackshield's Budget Pond Keeper. Go check him out. While I've had that, nice cup of coffee from Telford Koi Pond. Keep calm, do your research as always. So go and check them both out. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee, and I'll catch you in a bit. Okay guys, here we are. So as you can see, that side's all in, as is all that side and all down there. Now the back piece, I was going to mess around and try and cut bits out to insulate here, but I've decided I'll put this insulation on the back, where you can see through the gap there, on there. So it is insulated, but from the outside, because the roof does overhang anyway. So I've done that, and the gap I've siliconed all along there, along the bottom and all along the top on the joint on there. So that's all done now and insulated up. Now obviously the neighbours at the back, that's into somebody's garden, neighbour's garden. I had to go around there to do it. So that side you can actually, it's actually this here, but it is a lot of bushes there. But I did say I am going to seal it up. I'm going to get some, I've got some bitumen sealant type stuff for roofs. I've got some of that left over, so I'm going to give that a quick paint on the back to be black then, and it'll help waterproof it a little bit more on there. So that's the insulation done on the inside, and the back piece, all I've got to do now is the door. I've got loads of offcuts. I have got a big piece here, but it just seems a shame to cut that up. I might have to use bits of it, but I've got some offcuts. I don't know whether to do this one or use that one. I think it'd be easier just to, yeah, sorry, I'm just going to use that one, and I'll save all these bits. You never know when I need them. So let me get it cut. I may have to use bits and pieces. Anyway, let's get this door sorted, and I'll be very happy. Okay guys, everything's back in. Oh. And I've done the door. I even put a bolt on the inside, so what I mean? I can be locked in. So yeah, very happy with the insulation. I may go around and silicon up just some of these little pieces around the edge. Not sure yet, but it is pretty tight in most places. There's a couple of small little gaps, but I don't know if I'm going to silicon those in or not. I think it's going to be quite well insulated, and it gives you a few little air gaps if needed in here. But yeah, very happy. I've just chucked some food in, so see how they get on. I'm not happy because I've been messing around in here and banging and all sorts, so yeah. Anyway, I've tidied up. God, and I thought that stuff was bad for little bits. This stuff, it's much better than that polystyrene stuff, but the things on this really are much finer, the bits on that. But anyway, all cleared up, as you can see out here now. A lot clearer than it was. Got a few bits of offcuts left, don't know if I'm going to use them, but you never know when you want a small bit of insulation for something. So over the moon with it. Hopefully that's going to really keep the temperatures up in here as well, because obviously as we go into these uncertain times with energy prices, this thing is bloody expensive to run, that little heater there. So if I can keep the temperature up in here, I can keep that down. Whether to be honest, the way it's looking at the moment, I don't even know if that's going to be on, to be honest. I really don't know if I can afford to have that on at 300 watts to heat this up. So if I can keep this, the bunker itself, a lot warmer in here, I can keep the temperatures up. I don't think they're going to be as hot as I'd like in these tanks, but it is what it is. I am going to get a little diesel air heater for in here, because I managed to get hold of some cheap red diesel, very cheap. Somebody's done for me, so if I can use that in here, that's really going to help me out. Yeah, so all done in here for now. All I've got left to do here, I've got lights to put up. They are 12 volt lights, very low wattage, very low power consumption, and I'm going to run those off a 12 volt battery. And I have ordered a very small, only cheap Chinese thing, solar panel to help just to keep that trickle back in, because obviously the lights ain't going to be on in the day. It's only if I come here overnight. I'm not going to be on for long. Also, the diesel heater I'm thinking I want to get for in here, that runs off the 12 volt as well, but again that's extremely low power consumption, so I'm hoping the solar panel with the two batteries that I have managed to get is going to be enough to power both when needed. I'm not, obviously the diesel heaters, it's going to just to keep the temperature up and stop it from dipping down too low. I want to keep it, you know, you can get us about 18, 19, even 20 in here, I'll be happy, and that's going to keep the water a lot warmer as well. Whether it's going to work, I don't know. So, but it's, sorry, I thought of the postman. I'm expecting a bit of different food for the fry. I've actually ordered some freeze-dried Daphne, or Daphnia, and some freeze-dried bloodworm. Not a lot. I was going to try it on those and see how they get on with it. Give me a bit more food in there, something variety different. Anyway, that's digressing. Yeah, so hopefully that heater will be in for the winter, and that's going to keep temperature up in here. And as I say, that's going to hopefully keep the water a bit warmer, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to have that heater running and get the temperatures I really like in the tanks. So I won't get the growth that I want on them, but they're still going to grow, and they'll survive the winter, and then hopefully they can get on beginning of next year, get a bit more growth on. And obviously through the summer, if anybody does have them off me and buys them, get a nice summer, I'll get some growth on them, because even the temperatures they are at the moment, they're growing well, so I'm very happy with them. But that's it for today, I think. So it is now 3:30, and I've got to take him over for his second walk. He wants his Nice run in the park, play with the ball, so I've got to get him over there, and I'm going to come back and have a nice shower, relax and have something to eat. So yeah, that's it for now. I shall catch you hopefully tomorrow. See you soon. Hi guys, day 2 in the, and as you can see, back in the bunker. Now, I insulated yesterday, and this morning when I came in here, the temperatures outside were at 14 degrees. Now, most mornings for the last week, so when it's because the temperature been about the same, I come in here and temperatures a little bit high, warmer in here, but not, I'd say around the 16 and a half maybe. I said it went down to 14 last night, about 14, and I came in this morning and it was at 19.6. So I'm assuming it's really helping. So I'm really pleased about that, to keep the temperatures up in here. Now, took the temperatures, as you know, I've got a window there, a window over there, and one either side of the door. Now, it's only perspex, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I've thought about maybe getting some clear polythene type stuff, plastic sheeting. Yeah, you can get like the decorators, plastic sheets, that type of stuff, and just sticking that over the windows so it's got a bit of a barrier. Hopefully that's going to help. Whether it will or not, I don't know. A bit like a double glazing effect, to help retain a bit more heat in here. So I know obviously that's where I'm going to lose heat. They're not proper double glazed windows. It's either that, or even thought about getting some of the some bubble wrap and putting that on the windows that's still letting light through. I think the clear plastic might be better, because obviously let a bit more of the light through and I can see a bit better. Whether it's going to do any difference or not, I don't know. So it's just an idea or a thought about maybe a bit later on, if temperatures really do start to drop, something I can do just to give it that little bit more insulation. If I can get some more of this plastic stuff, I will do. There's actually a mate of mine got me some from his work, so if I can get some more of these sheets, complete sheets like this, enough that where I need, I might do a double layer. So cut it to the size of the frame inside, put a silicone bead, let that go off, stick the window in and silicone it in again. So again, you've got that thicker, just a thin little barrier, and to give it a bit more insulation. But I don't think I'll be able to get the sheets that I need for that, because I want to keep the temperature up in here as much as I can. As I said in earlier on in the video from yesterday, I am looking into getting a diesel air heater for in here to keep the temperatures up as well, because as you know, energy bills, we've recently just had our energy bill through, our updated energy bill, and it's gone through the roof, the pricing, and same as everybody else. In October it's going to at least double again, and January again it could be double again. So I honestly can't justify running a 300 watt heater. Yes, it's not going to be on all the time, I know it's going to cut in and cut out, but it's a big expense. I am trying to cut down where I can in the house, as everybody else is. I'm trying to reduce the power usage, gas and electric, as with, you know, with other videos out there said during the winter. There's things you can do on the main pond. At the moment I am doing a couple of things on the main pond. Overnight I'm now turning the UV off overnight, so I haven't got the 55 watt UV on. So that's saving some power. When the covers go on, there's other things I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the skimmer off, because obviously there's nothing going in the pond. I will turn that on just for a, you know, an hour a day maybe, just to get anything there is off the top and keep the pipeworks clear. The air I'm obviously going to keep on, because I've got the moving bed in there. I will lower the flow rate down on the main pond in the winter. That's going to help a little bit as well. It might not be a lot, but every bit helps, because to be honest, I don't think I can afford, especially in here, to run that heater what I was hoping to run it for. When I initially decided to do the grow on tank and do this setup in here, there wasn't a problem with the energy. It was all paying a nice little amount, and it would have been fine. Obviously what's going on, it was not planned for, not budgeted for, so I can't get the temperatures on in the water as much as I wanted. I did think about the got my showers and everything in the big tank. What I did think about was moving all those, because they're getting a little bit of size on now. I thought about moving those into the main pond, because the temperature's still up fairly good in the main pond, and give them at least a month or so, hopefully more, get some bit more warm weather before the covers go on, and obviously the temperature's going to drop and they'll be fine for the winter. And what I was going to do then is move all the fry into the main tank, the big tank, and completely shut this one down, empty it out, drain it out, and just run the one tank with the heater, so obviously less water to heat up. But again, to be honest, I can't justify paying to run that heater on there. So as I said, I am going to have the diesel heater in here to heat the bunker up itself, so hopefully that's going to keep the water up. Yes, I'm hoping it until it's installed and I don't get it up and running. I don't know what temperatures I'm going to get it up to in here, but if I can get it up to around 18 and above, fantastic. If I can keep it around there, and hopefully that's going to keep the water up enough so I can still feed them. They're going to be a lot warmer there in the main pond, that's for sure. So I'm not going to move them in now, because I'm not going to heat the water. I'm going to heat the room, so it doesn't make any difference. It's 1 or 2 tanks. They're going to stay the same, I'm sure. So I'm going to keep it as they are. So keep these in here for the winter. Hopefully put a bit more growth on so through the winter. As I said, not as much as we'd like, so I'm not going to get temperatures like I can't afford to do it, to be honest. So that's where we are. But at the moment with the insulation, I'm more than happy with what it is. It's 22.4 in here at the moment, and it's about 17 outside. It hasn't gone up much today, 18 maybe, somewhere around there. So the temperature has risen in here, so I'm very happy with the insulation. The windows, hopefully, if we can do something with them, again, that's going to help it a bit more. Now the heater in here hasn't been on for at least a week in the water. I have just done a major water change, so it has brought the temperature down, but I've been getting around the 21, 22 in the water. Especially on the warmer days, it warms up in the day, all temperatures are going up, but overnight I'm getting around the 21 mark, 21 and a half. So it's not dropping a great deal. But as I said, if we can get the heater in here, keep the temperature up in here, it's going to keep those waters up as well, hopefully. So yeah, not ideal, not what I wanted. As I said in a previous video, with this setup, I blew the budget. The budget what I was expecting to went out the window, and it's cost a lot more than I was hoping for. I have probably put more in now, done more than I was going to, so that's made the expense up a bit on there. But not much else I can do about it, as we're all suffering with these energy crisis and everything else that's going on. The cost of living and everything else is going up, so something's got to give. I can't justify having it all running the way I wanted it running, so it's going to have to be the way it is, and hopefully they're still going to grow. I can still feed them. It's not, it's not going to be freezing temperatures in here. It's not going to be like 5-6 degrees in the water. It's going to be a lot higher than that, so they're going to be okay. They're going to be able to feed. Won't get the growth I wanted, but it is what it is. When I initially set this up and decided to do this, it wasn't for the fact of, oh, I'm going to do fry and sell them on. I'm going to do, get some grow them on and sell them on. I'd done this for another experience of the hobby, another part of the hobby I wanted to do. And yes, if I can smooth them on and sell them on and help towards the cost of building it, running it, feeding it, whatever it is, I'm not going to make a fortune from them. And if anybody does want to buy some of the fish, fantastic. And that's going to help to pay some money back towards the cost of the heating, everything really, the heating, growing on, food, the build, everything else like that. So yeah, it's not, I didn't do it to make money. I know I've never made money, especially on the amount that I purchased. I'm not going to make a great deal of money. It was all part of the hobby, and another aspect of it, enjoyment of it, get more enjoyment out of it, which I am enjoying it, but I can't afford to eat what I wanted to, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I know I'm going to get some nice fish out, and there is some nice fry in there. and the grow ones are doing really good at the moment. They're looking great, so I'm very happy with those. And yeah, I am going to keep one, maybe two of those, and the showers, and then the other three I think I've got, I'll move on at some point next year, we'll see. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Now, talking of the fry, yes, I know, have you noticed how quiet, isn't it? I had to turn the shower off. I must admit, I came in here because the insulation now, it's a lot more echo in here, so having the shower running really loud, so that's turned it off. But I ordered something yesterday that came, and I tried it yesterday with them, some for the fry, some new food, and I loved it. So I only bought small packets to try. What I bought was some freeze-dried Daphnia, or Daphne, wherever you pronounce it. So I bought some of those. I absolutely love that. I was thinking of doing live Daphne, or Daphne, whatever it's called. I did think about that, and I've got my tub out there with the lilies in it. Water's quite green and lots of stuff in here from speed. I did think about that, but then I thought I'd just get it freeze-dried. And I also bought this small bag of that. That's freeze-dried bloodworm. So, and as I said, I tried it yesterday. They loved it. So I'm not going to put loads of that in. Once a day probably they'll get a feed of that, and I'm going to stick to their normal food, what I've been giving them. But hopefully that's going to encourage the small ones to eat a bit more and get a bit more growth on them, and see what happens. So yeah, very happy with that. I can't think who's off now. If I remember right, it's a company called Heron Foods. Doesn't say on the box. I think it was Heron Foods, or Heron Fish Food Warehouse, something like that, or Pet Food Warehouse. I think they're only based in Derby as well, but it was on eBay from Heron Foods. So yeah, very happy with that. Right, what else? Yeah, shower. Talking of the shower earlier, I've been noticing the last week or so, I hadn't noticed before to be honest, the water in here over the day, I'm losing like a centimetre and a half of water. I thought, there can't be evaporation. Then I noticed underneath there's just a little wet patch on the floor towards the one side, and I thought, oh, has it sprung a leak somewhere? Checked all the pipe works, everything else, couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I thought there must be a split in the tub somehow. Couldn't find anything. When I set this little window out yesterday to get the insulation behind. I leant through and I put my hand behind and noticed it was wet. I found out where it's come from and what is causing it. When I replaced this piece here with this solid plastic piece and cut it, there's a gap at the back, about that much, actually at the back of the whole back shelf. Now, when the shower runs, it's splashing on. There's a little ridge here. You can see this little one. There's a little ridge on the inside where, if you have these as a pallet box, the lid goes into. There's a little ridge. What the shower's been doing, it's been catching that and splashing up over the back and dripping down the back. So at least I found it. Now all I've got to do is seal that up. Don't think I'll get a chance to do it today, to be honest. I'm going to take all that window out again to get to the back. Hopefully I'm going to take the shower off again to get to it, but at least I found it. I know where I'm losing water now. It's doing that, running down the back of the tank, dripping on the floor. So another job I've got to sort out. Didn't realise that when I put it in. So yeah, all good, fantastic. What else? I'll spin you around now. Main tank with new showers in. It was actually mentioned in my last video as well, but I did notice myself, I have noticed, that they seem, as I said before, they've been a little skittish. When you come near the tank, they shoot round, sit at the back of the tank and don't come forward. Now, what I decided to do is, I'm thinking, because I don't know why, when I originally had them with the other fish from Vince and Leon, when they were in there, didn't have a problem, they were all fine, coming out, no issues. When I moved them ones back into the main pond, not long after that they start to become less sociable and sticking more to the back of the tank. You know, any movement, let's go to the back of the tank. When they're not in here, the camera's on, swimming around, everything's fine. Obviously they're becoming very skittish, so what I decided to do was move some fish back in. So let me spin you around. Obviously the lid's down at the moment because I've got the camera straps on it. When I move it up, they're going to go to the back, but I'll show you what I put back in, or what I put in there, and we'll have another chat. Okay, now that's, yeah, still a little skittish because I've just scared them opening the lid and sticking my ugly mug in here. Now, when you can see there, I have put the kajaku back in, I put Yam Yam back in there, and I put the Deutz shower back in as well. Now since that, they've been in Wednesday last week. Video went out on Friday, so I put them in on, I think it was the Wednesday I decided to put them back in here. So it's only been a few days, 4 days, 5 days, something like that. Now they are becoming a lot more confident, not as skittish. Obviously me just opening the lid and sticking my mug in there and the camera, it has spooked them a little bit, but they are, look, they're starting to come out a little bit already. They are starting to come a little bit more sociable, more, not as skittish. So I'm hoping having them back in there, build the numbers up a little bit, is going to encourage them out even more. And hopefully it'll help get a little bit more growth on them, especially that Deutz shower. I did measure them, I can't remember the measurements now, but he's put probably 4 centimetres on the Deutz shower in the main pond since he went in. So he has put a little bit on, not as much as the others. So hopefully when he's back in here, he'll have a bit more chance of food and get a bit more size on over the winter. So hopefully, like I say, putting these back in now, they're going to socialise a bit more and have a bit more confidence. So we'll see how we get on with those and how they do. I'll keep you informed, keep updated on that. But yeah, fingers crossed they'll become a bit more sociable. Right, also while I'm still in here, the video I put out on last Friday, when I done my underwater footage. This is something I noticed myself as well, and a couple of people commented on it. There was a little fry in there that Graham actually noticed while I was editing, with very unusual colouring. It was like a fluorescent green, greeny blue. Never seen a fry like that before, so I'll stick a couple of pictures, screenshots up. Graham don't know yet, but he'll be editing this, so Graham, can I have a couple of screenshots stuck in here somewhere, please? Yeah, so as you can see, it's a bluey green fish. If anybody has got any idea what variety that is, I'd really appreciate if you could let me know. I've got my ideas, but I can't for sure, so I'm not going to say what they are because I'm probably wrong. I've no idea how to distinguish a lot of these fish yet. Some of them, yes, I can say what they're going to be. I believe I've got some Benny guys in there. There's platinums, I know. Hopefully some showers, kajakus, them type of things. But some others in there, I've no idea. That one especially. So if anybody knows what that might be, what variety or what type of variety that fish is going to turn into, I'd really appreciate it. So I'm very interested in that one myself. Okay, so I think I've probably waffled on enough for now. There's probably something else there's something else and I've gone blank. My mind's gone blank. There's something else I was going to mention, but I can't remember at the moment. So, hope you enjoyed that. I'm really happy with the temperatures in here at the moment and the way it's going. As I said, hopefully these windows, I think there's something to do, whether it's plastic or bubble wrap or something. Don't know yet, but I'm sure I can think of something to do with it. So that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If a thumbs up would be fantastic. Pop over to Facebook, catch me on there. So until the next one, stay safe, jobs are good.